Hey everybody, welcome to another Legends of 40K video. And in this one, I went back to talk about an HQ special character for the Space Marine Codex. I'm gonna jump, and after this one, the next Legend of 40K video will be a jump back to a squad upgrade special character, just because why not? But I wanted to just talk about an HQ special character, and I thought I'd talk about Shrike, Shadow Captain Kayvaan Shrike of Raven Guard 3 Company. So let's get right to him. He's 195 points. Weapon skill of 6, ballistic skill of 5, strength and toughness of 4, 3 wounds, initiative 5, 3 attacks, leadership 10, 3 plus save. He's unique. He's jump infantry. He's got power armor, frag and crack grenades, bolt pistol, the Ravens, Talons, jump pack, and iron halo. He has special rules: NA show know no fear, combat tactics, independent characters, see but remain unseen, and chapter tactics. So let's go ahead and look at what his specific stuff is. So, first and foremost, see but remain unseen. It gives Shrike and any models in his squad the infiltrate special rule. Pretty cool. Chapter tactics: if you include Kayvaan Shrike, then all units in your army exchange the combat tactics special rule for the fleet universal special rule. If you have more than one character in your army that has a chapter tactics special rule, you must choose which version you will apply. They don't both stack. So if you have Kayvaan Shrike and you have Darnath Lysander, you have to choose which chapter tactics you want to use. So, War Gear. The Raven's Talons. They're a pair of mastercrafted lightning claws that also bestow the rending special rule to his close combat attacks. You're wondering why power weapons with rending rules a good thing. It does help him out, makes him a little more versatile in dealing with higher toughness things. Kind of. It helps him out with some vehicles, so he can kind of cut through a little bit of vehicles here and there. Although, I honestly think that if the rending rules worked like they used to, he'd be a lot more useful with the rending special rule. I think maybe there could have been a change there, but I'll get to that in a moment. So, before I talk about his entry, I want to think about that and how I use him. I want to talk about his model. I like his model. It's a nice pose. Having two big weapons and lightning claws are essentially the same size as power fists with blades coming out of them, it makes it a little awkward for posing. Like up my name, it's Calgar, for example. His older power armor model, it's got like an okay pose. His Terminator model has a great pose, but I just saying look at that because he has two big fists, and same thing that Shrike has here. So his posing is pretty good. I mean, it's not really awkward, and it's not really it's not lame. Like, it's not a laid-back, static type of pose. It conveys movement, and overall, I think his posing is nice. I find that if he had like a sword and something else, you could put him in a lot other poses that would work a lot better for that. That wouldn't really work too well with Twin Lightning Claws. He's got a cool jump pack. Overall, I think it's a very good looking model. A great addition to any Raven Guard force. One thing I would like to say is Raven's Talons, the fluff behind them is that they're supposedly created by Korax himself, which is the Primarch of the Raven Guard. And they just seem so like mundane and regular looking. It would be kind of cool if they had a little bit more of a look to them, a little bit more like archaic or relic type of look. Something, I don't know. That's the only thing I would like to see a little different. Maybe have some type of engraving or sculpting on the lightning claw itself. But other than that, it looks fine. What I think about his model, his entry, I should say, not his model. I like his entry. I don't think he's overly point costed. I think he himself is alright. I would change a few things. I would do something for his Raven Talons. I can see the rending on his lightning claws. I can see how it can be helpful, but at the same time, I don't know. I think they could replace that. If they replace that with him striking as a monstrous creature against vehicles, like 2d6 plus his strength against vehicles, I think would make him so much more viable to some people, I would imagine. Just they're a relic from the Great Crusade or the Heresy era. Korax himself made them, supposedly. So that would be kind of cool. I think it would definitely make him scary, a lot scarier to field for your opponents. So that's what I would change. I would change to either it gives him +1 to his strength, or it gives him 2d6 against armor penetration, as well as acting as Massive Traps and Lightning Claws. I don't think either one would be too far-fetched or too over the top for his point cost. I think it would both fit in rather well. I would say he should have a Melt Bomb if he doesn't have the 2d6. Just because of the whole way of the chapter fighting, like hit and run, sabotage tactics that the chapter's known for and that he's very well known for, I think having Melt Bombs would fit very well with his persona. So I'd say give him Melt Bombs if he doesn't have 2d6 on Rip, and if he does, he doesn't need the Melt Bombs. Also, as far as himself, his entry for making him cooler, I guess. You notice he's got smoke launchers, or you can say grenade launchers. He's got some type of launcher system on his jump pack. They look like traditional Space Marine vehicles, smoke launchers. Now you could kind of make the argument that's what gives him the infiltrate special rule, but I don't fully buy that. I think it'd be a lot cooler if he got something from that, like he could do hit and run, or he got some type of special ability. Like he could pop his smoke launchers to make his squad harder to shoot at, like reducing ballistic skill to be shot at, or something. I think it'd be kind of cool. Once per game he can pop the smoke to do that, or it gives him hit and run as he kind of just blinds them with smoke and gets him in his squad hit and run. Something would be kind of cool, just because it's there, and aside from the infiltrate, which he gets from the rule called See But Remain Unseen, really his smoke launches, aside from looking cool in his model, doesn't really do much, if anything. But it sounds like a lot, but really I think I would, if I was playing an army themed to what he represents, I would use him, because he's really cool. One thing I would say though, this is not him, but I think his entry should allow you 4 point cost to equip the command squad with jump packs. I just think it fits the Raven Guard. That's all. I know that's kind of a Blood Angel specific thing, but I mean, a full Terminator army was a Dark Angel specific thing until the Space Wolves got their paws on it. So there's no real reason why the Raven Guard also can't get jump pack command squad, and really it's only with Shrikes in the army, and he would allow it. Either that or bring back his wing. You can make his Vanguard veterans into Shrike's wing, but it'd be cool to see him actually have something like that, or a command squad, either way, which can also be called Shrike's wing. So I think a command squad jump pack would be pretty cool. But other than that, I think he's fine. Like I said, I'd only really change his Lightning Claws. Either give him +1 strength and then equip him Melt Bombs, or give him 2d6 armor penetration, and as well as be a Massacre of the Lightning Claw for either scenario. And maybe doing something for his smoke launchers, because that'd be kind of cool. But even as is, I think he's fine. He's not the beatstick special character, and most people look at special characters today expecting the beatstick character, and that's not the case for a lot of special characters, really. So how would I utilize Shrike if I played him in an army? Well, there's two choices: to infiltrate or three. To infiltrate, to outflank with him, or to do neither and put him with the army. I would highly suggest doing either outflank or infiltrate. If you want him to be there since turn 1, infiltrate. He can definitely get off a first turn charge with the infiltrate rule, especially if you're going first. Outflanking is a little bit of a risk because you're not guaranteed to get him in until 5th turn. So that is a risk that you will be taking. As well as it's a little random about what side he'll come in on. But the nice thing is, his jump pack speed lets him pretty much close the distance pretty quick, even if he goes on the other side you don't want. So really, I would say it depends on what the rest of your army is. If you infiltrate him in, up close and personal, he's going to be really far extended. Essentially, he's going to be on the brink of being overextended for the majority of the game, which means you're going to really have some long-range support or quick-moving support to get up there. If you outflank him, you're going to have to have an army that is going to have to be expected to fight missing a chunk of its points. Because I say that because you should always have him with a squad. The only army I wouldn't really infiltrate in against would be a massive horde type of army, unless there's a part of the board that's pretty light that you can really do some damage and divert the horde's attention, and quickly using the jump pack speed and the ability to jump over terrain and obstacles to get away and rejoin your main force. Who should you attach him to? Either Assault Marines or Vanguards with jump packs. Vanguards with jump packs are expensive. They're very expensive when you compare them to Assault Marines. They do get more attacks and more weapon option upgrades, and you can really represent like a veteran core group that fight with Shrike at every battle, so to speak. And like you can pretty much make his wing, or stuff like his wing. You don't have to have this lightning cloaks. You can put thunder hammers and power fists. The sergeant can have a relic blade. You can have things like that to really enhance his prowess by having a very battle hardened jumping unit. But that's very expensive. And if you do that, you should do it with that in mind and build your army around, not around supporting that, because that's not going to be what's going to win you the entire game, but build your army with that in mind, that a lot of points are going there. On a budget, Assault Marines will work very well. The Sergeant can still be equipped to help out very well, and you can get Flamers to help, or I believe Plasma Pistols, but you can get Flamers to really help with the Horde, and then go in there and cut it up. Like I said, if you do that, give them jump packs, because you can very well, with the infiltrate, get a first turn charge on your opponent and really cut into something that's important. Like if you could infiltrate them in, hopefully where you expect your opponents to put looters, for example, and then first turn blitz out and take out those looters and cause a big ruckus that way. Things like that. I would utilize Shrike really against. I think he's great against common infantry, horde infantry, because he does have a decent amount of attacks, especially put him with Assault Marines or Vanguard, and things of that nature. I wouldn't really throw him up against heavy infantry. He could do it. He's got power weapons, but there's no reason why you can't. It's just that actually, it really isn't a reason why you can't. He can do heavy infantry. I wouldn't throw him up against Assault Terminators. I'd throw up against the big units your opponent has, as well as some of the heavy infantry. Like I would throw them up against a tactical squad. I'd throw them up against an Orc squad. I would throw them up against a Sisters of Battle squad, even. So things like that is what I would do. And I would infiltrate them more so than outflanking, depending on the army I'm facing. I would outflank an army if it's really big and I want to really get behind them without getting, if I wanted to like a pincer tactic or something. But that's how I would utilize Shrike. I think he's got a lot of potential, and I think he's worth looking at, especially if you're a big fan of the Raven Guard or Raven Guard-like tactics. So anyways, that's it. Hope you've enjoyed, and until next time, take it easy.